accounts for 25% of all the American children illegally kidnapped in non-Hague countries. And the State Department and the National Center for Missing Exploited Children have never been able to get one child back from Japan, ever.
So basically the way it works is you get your kid to Japan, it's a free ride.
If a Japanese child abductor gets the child to Japanese soil, they're granted impunity by the Japanese government. My ex is on FBI's most wanted. It doesn't make any bit of difference to the Japanese government.
Yeah. Child is gone.
Right.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. You have children?
Oh, I know what it's like to have precious ones.
Yeah. They are precious, and they are, your life does change when a little child comes up to you and wants you to hold her, and you know that you would die for your child.
So what's happening there? What are you guys doing?
Well, I passed a resolution in Congress on March 11th, the HRES 125, thanks to the publicity surrounding the David Goldman case. 2.5 years of work in Congress, they included this language. I've been shopping around up there, and what ended up happening is, the 400, in a roll call vote, 418 members of Congress voted that Japan is the worst country in the world. Japan accounts for 25% of all international child abductions in non-Hague countries. And they are calling on Japan to return my daughter, as well as all of the children, and sign the Hague and begin to be a good global partner, like the rest of the world is. And Japan defiantly refuses to be.
No, nothing happening here.
Well, it's a resolution.
I know, yeah, but in Japan
it means nothing to the Japanese government. You're right. They can care less about it. Just like in the whaling, they paint research vessel on the side of the ship, and they just go kill whales anyway. Are they researching those whales? No.
Your child.
It is a different thing. A child is not the same as a container full of plasma screens, or Toyota cars. It's a child. And if they want to play games and trade and economics, I can't get off a plane in Japan.
Really?
The State Department told me that I'm on a blacklist with the Japanese government, that I will be arrested for some trumped-up charge if I get off a plane. And because of doing stuff like this, handing out flyers, trying to raise public awareness, passed a resolution in Congress, having congressmen and senators write letters to the Japanese ambassador, for the last 2.5, almost 3 years now, handing out letters in front of the Capitol or in front of the White House, so I can't even get off a plane in Japan.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name's Alan. Your name's
Patrick Braden. You can go to those websites on this site here, and you'll find all my stuff.
One child?
One child, Melissa. That's her picture there.
Have you married again, or?
No. I started dating again. It took me a while. It took me a couple of years before I would even conceive of the concept. But I'm doing better today. But I have to tell you, the pain is still there, and I just learned to live with it better. That's all. I don't feel whole in a relationship with a woman today. I feel like.
Can you send letters to your daughter?
No, I can't. I can't have a phone call. I can't send letters. I can't see her. I can't do anything.
Presents or anything like that.
The Japanese government totally protects these child abductors. Totally protects and shields and grants them impunity, and tailors their whole system to make it worse for non-Japanese parents. Just like I said, there's another parent tried to go negotiate with his ex, got thrown in jail for 7 years for stalking.
Well, it's a close society.
It is a close society. It's a very homogenous society.
Their culture. It's not going to change. So
I'm not out to change their culture. I just want to protect my daughter.
You have every right for that.
Yeah, I'm out to protect and guide and teach my daughter. What?
Anything about the United Nations?
The United Nations is kind of a weird place. It's hard to say what they're really doing, but obviously Japan wants a seat on the UN Security Council, which with their record they'll never get, but it's hard to say what the United Nations could or couldn't do. But, I work with our government. I'm an American. I've lived here all my life, and I've never been to Japan. And I have no interest in going to Japan anymore, other than to learn about my daughter's, the other half of her heritage, and which I've studied for long.
Have you heard anything about her at all?
No. My ex is represented by a Japanese attorney who wrote books about abducting children to Japan. And
what's his name?
His name is Kensuke Onuki, and Onuki has written books guiding Japanese expatriates living abroad in the rest of the world on how to abduct their children and get away with it back in Japan. And he allows absolutely zero contact between the left behind parent and the child, or the left behind parent and the abducting parent. Zero contact. If I send gifts, they end up in his closet. I know people who've been in his office. It says there's a room full of presents and letters and stuff in there. I just assume that all the money those people have sent to their kids, Onuki takes out of them and throws the thing in the closet. You know?
So what are you doing to make people aware of this could happen to other people?
I'm handing out flyers here at the Japan America Society Festival, the Matsuri.
So that people will be aware that they're responsible for the child.
I mean, there's a resolution on the congressional record now, past March 11th. That's one thing. You know, I go around Capitol Hill and I educate legislators one at a time, and I'm up to over 300 or 400 at this point. I don't know how many of his offices I've been in, and you know, this is I live in Los Angeles. This is 3,500 miles from here. You know, I've spent about 200 days here in the last 2.5 years, and educating those people that run our government one at a time on this issue. That's what I'm doing. You know, and I'm here to meet the public too. You know, and I'm, you know, I'm here to protect my daughter and to protect her U.S. constitutional rights granted by her birth. She's born here in the United States.
She needs to know you.
Yeah, and she needs my care and guidance and protection. And as long as the child, you know, the debate in social science is over with, children need the love and influence and care and protection of both parents.
I know a lot of
mother
people
and a father.
That once the divorce happens, the father sees the kid for about a year, and then. But
you know, there are.
I'm not saying you like that. I'm saying this is.
I wouldn't want to be away from my daughter one day. I want to be in her life every day, especially while she's young and learning and growing and developing. You know, I have no interest in abandoning her for some period of time for any reason. You know, for any reason. You know, so you know, my interest is being in her life every single day.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.